Hey everybody, this is DaAuraWolf and welcome to this week's edition of Message to the People. Okay, first order of business. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably noticed that I posted a drawing earlier this week. And it looks something like this. Well, I'd say, due to the fact that since the feedback and how it is and stuff, feedback, I've decided to draw some more stuff. So you might have already seen this on Twitter if you follow me this evening, Twitter, but earlier this morning. But here is another drawing I've drawn this week. This is describing the best things this week. Okay. I'm drawing more of these every week, but this is the best this week. This is the best this week. That's the best of this week. Yep. And you might notice there's Pikmin in there. And I would like to announce something really cool that I'm going to start doing. Starting Monday, I'll be drawing a new series for you. Even though, hey, I LP games and that stuff, I decided that I would like to do a little comic series. Something along the lines of, if you might have heard of Super Effective, I'll probably like doing something along the lines of that for Pikmin 2. It's going to be a little comic series that I'll be drawing almost for every day, probably. Todos los días, every day. It'll be funny stuff, like I was already thinking about some stuff that I could do, which will be funny, like ketchup packs and all that. And gas stations, intergalactic space station, intergalactic gas stations. And other funny stuff like the debt because of pressing by the biggest ball of yarn, or an expensive hat, or the world's largest burrito. But crazy stuff like that's what's what I expect out of it. So yeah, keep an eye on that. So next up, order of business. Might be heard about me talking about Project Beautiful Platforming. Well, when it comes to think of it, how crazy it did not, how it seemed. Sounds kind of more mind flexing than it really is supposed to be. I decided to call the project Olimar's Earth Badge. Olimar's Earth Badge. Yep. And if you put 2 and 2 together, you would get the name of the protagonist of LP number 6. If you put 2 and 2 together, you would get what game I'm going to LP number 6 for LP number 6. Which I do have to say, this is the first time since Plants vs. Zombies in which I'll be doing a game that I could actually practice on my 3DS. Yeah, the next project is for 3DS. But it ain't Cave Story. It is something. It was a really cool game from what I've heard, and I'm going to practice it on my 3DS this summer. But hey, you know about practice and all that stuff. No matter how hard you practice for LPs, the LP curse is always going to happen. It's like Murphy's Law. If it will, it will. That's how it is. So one thing I can teach you guys today is never doubt that. Okay? Got it? That's really good. But anywho, we are going to think about what's the next thing we could talk about. next thing we can talk about this week is I saw the drawing, yada yada yada, yada yada yada, yada yada yada, early beta designs. Posted out on Facebook already. Oh, this paper I got right here. If you might have heard, Nintendo of America has announced Pikmin 2 is going to be released for the Wii come June 10th. And I would like to read details about it. Just basic stuff, I'm not going to get spoilerific into it that much. But I'm just going to give the basics. Like, show you the ropes. Get new stuff in Pikmin 2. Yeah, spelunking. There's treasures such as Duracell batteries. There's no 30-day limit. There's 2-player modes. There's 2-player mode. There's challenges. There's second players. There's a 2 captains. You get to control 2 captains at the same time, which was really helpful. Instead of the SS Dolphin, you're going to have the Hocotatian ship. There are voice acting and cutscenes. There's new Pikmin, purple Pikmin, which are 10 times the weight and 10 times the strength. And white Pikmin, they're the bait. They're poison. If an enemy eats them, they die because of poison. The areas are based upon seasons. There's potion sprays, and the yellow Pikmin have been nuked. Kinda. Not that bad. They've been upgraded better. Since yellow Pikmin could only carry bomb rocks. But in this game, they get back what they were supposed to originally do, in which that is be immune to electricity. Which I say, that is really great. But anywho, what I said it already that I'm not going to say but anywho. This is for saying but anywho. Trying to do that. Trying to snap my fingers. That's one thing I've been trying to practice to do is snap my fingers. It's like this. I'll show. Yeah. I'm doing this right. Because I heard it yesterday go, snap, snap. But here it goes. I think that went. This one did it right. Okay. Okay, what's the news? We can talk about what news. We can talk about what news. We can talk about what news. We can talk about not news. We can talk about 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 But yeah, like I was talking about last week about the Cortacoro's, it has officially been released, and there is some new details which you might guys have already known about. And they are really cool, like the fact that Sheridan is a gym leader, though unlike Blue, he's been nuked, basically. So if having that all strong team at the end of Black and White, been degraded to the first gym leader using level 11 normal types. So yeah, nuked really big. But yeah, that's one big thing. Really big thing about it is one thing I like to talk about. Besides the point, I think that's all I have to say about this week's edition. It's all that's on my mind. But hey, let's talk about some LP and stuff that I like to do for LPing coming up. There's some questions we can check on Formspring, which we'll check and see if there's anything. Oh, shoes. Wearing shoes. Taking a picture of your shoes. That's stupid. But yes, I like to also talk about a future LP, in which it is not going to be Olimar's Earth Badge. Project Olimar's Earth Badge is another game I like your opinion on. This is probably going to be more likely most likely, in which I'm thinking about, probably LP number 7, if it is. But it'll probably change if you guys say, yeah, I'd like to see an LP of it. But I've been thinking about one of these days doing an LP of World of Goo, which it seems like a really good game. Let's say, if I do it, it'll be after Olimar's Earth badge. Project Olimar's Earth badge. Besides that, I could probably say that I could start that I plan on starting LPing games like Pikmin, all them good Wii games over there. I could start LPing them. Hopefully later on this year. I really hope I can, because there's really good games. All I just need is a capture card. Probably better with microphone, since English tracks on YouTube are crazy. Like it didn't. Like I look at them and it's like, that's not what I'm saying. That's totally crazy, and I just somehow stupid they come out. They make me laugh. How stupid the English track comes out. It just makes me laugh. But yeah, I think I have to say this. Even though there's no boss chance in an oven, but I actually just realized that Elo Milo might be a really good game to LP, though I can't LP it since I'm a Mac. Well, it was built by Microsoft, which are PCs. Yep. But I actually learned that since Elo Milo just seems like one of them cool games. That's all most LPs for me. Whenever I watch an LP, is like I get interested if I watch it, get interested in the game, and think about playing it one day. But yeah, and if you know that I'm talking about, is that I actually seen Josh Jepson's LP of Elo Milo. It's really good. If you haven't seen it, go see it right now. It is really good. But anywho, I think this is our part of the show in which we do some shoutouts, shall we? But before we do that, I like to make this announcement. Ready? I will not be LPing Angry Birds Rio. For right now. Notice I said right now. Yes, I am officially confirming that I will not be LPing Angry Birds Rio. Though if I do LP it, it'll probably be later on. For right now, the game was built around a film that came out last year. Besides, there might be more cooler stuff coming, Angry Birds games coming out, I think are cooler than Rio. Angry Birds Rio, like you know how space was, and how the gimmicks was, and all that. About that. So yeah, I just say I won't be LPing Angry Birds Rio, but bet your bottom dollar I'll be LPing the next big Angry Birds game. But anywho, I think this is part of the show in which I like to do some shout-outs, guys. Majora's Mask. I don't even know why I say Majora's Mask. For all reasons, and that and Pikmin 3, I do not know either. But anywho, there goes but anywho again. Besides the point, I like that better. Besides the point, besides the point blank range. Shout outs for this week. First off, I'd like to give a good big old shout out to Nintendo of America. I'd like to say thank you for releasing Pikmin 2. I am really glad that you are doing this. since Pikmin 2 is one of them games I've been really wanting to play. Like last year, I started to play the original GameCube version, but it tore up. And I would love the redemption this year, and I'm getting my redemption. The next thing I'd like to give a shout out to is to my viewers. Thanks for your support. Thanks for you watching my videos. I'm really glad. Hi. The next shout out I like to give. Next shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to Josh Jepson for this cool image, for retweeting this. It's glad. Wait a second. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying sometimes. I don't know what I'm saying, like how I'm trying to get my sentences all stuff, but that's just to say, give a big shout out to Josh Jepson this week. This is what I'm just going to show for that. Shout out. Again. Besides that, there's nothing really much left to have dished up. I'm all dried out for this week's edition of Missions to the People, so I will see you tomorrow for more Angry Birds, in which we'll be finishing off the first world of Danger Above. And I'd like to give another note I have to give. There's something else I'm interested in. I'm coming up with a full-time avatar profile icon. I'm still working on that. I'll probably reveal it next week if I ever get any progress made on it. But yeah, it'll be more likely to come out next week. But for now, I'm going to close this episode off by doing origami paper people. No, I'm going to draw snowflake. I'm going to draw this, cut the scissors out. Besides, like I know about that Riolu drawing. I haven't got any responses. So I'll be thinking about giving it to someone cool. Besides, the song I was humming anyway was Tataka's song. But I won't be accepting no more entries since I've already said what it was. Just what I got so far. Besides, why am I dragging this on as longest forever? It looks really cool. Looks like the Naruto logo. Looks like a Victini mask. You know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm making a Victini mask from this. Dude! It dropped down here. I'll be coloring and I'll show it on next week's episode, but I'll show you the non-final colored version of it. I don't know what this is supposed to do. Kind of like a cat looking thing. So until next time I see you, this is DaAuraWolf signing off, so bye. I made my cat, this weird looking mask thing, be ever burn into your minds until next time you see my face. So happy nightmares. No, not happy nightmares. Sweet dreams. But bye.